You didn't just lose your mother, you lost the only person who ever loved you unconditionally. Those words echoed in Anna's mind as she remembered the moment her world shattered. John Miller had built a beautiful life with his wife, Maria. Years of laughter, small arguments, warm meals, and quiet nights. But slowly, something changed inside him. Maybe it was pride, maybe midlife insecurity, maybe the illusion that love grows dull with time. Whatever it was, it drew him away from Maria, the woman who had stood by him through everything, and towards someone new, someone who made him feel young again. Still, she stayed silent, hoping it was just a phase. But truth has a way of revealing itself when silence no longer can. One evening, she followed him. The cafe where they used to go together had become his secret meeting place. Inside, she saw him laughing, holding hands with a younger woman. That image broke something inside her, not because he chose someone else, but because he had forgotten what they had built. When she confronted him later, her voice was calm but filled with pain. "John, why?" she asked softly. He muttered excuses, stress, loneliness, confusion, anything to escape the truth that he had simply stopped valuing love that had become too familiar. Maria didn't scream or cry that night. She just turned away. The silence in their home became unbearable, filled with things unsaid, apologies that would never be spoken. Anna watched from her room, hearing the muffled voices through the walls. She wanted to run down and fix everything. But how could a daughter heal a love that had already died? Maria left the house the next morning with a small suitcase and her dignity intact. She didn't take revenge. She didn't curse his name. She only said one thing before leaving. "I hope someday you realize what you've lost, but I won't be here to see it." John tried to fill the emptiness with distractions, dinners with Rebecca, new clothes, new routines, but the laughter felt hollow. Every time he looked at his reflection, he saw a stranger. The smell of Maria's cooking, her quiet humming, the sound of Anna's footsteps, all replaced by an aching silence. But the wounds were deep. In her diary, she wrote, "If love means losing myself, I'd rather learn to live alone." The world saw her as strong. Inside, she was just trying to survive the echo of a love that once meant everything. John's world, however, continued to crumble. Eventually, she left, just as easily as she had entered his life. And when she did, John realized he was truly alone. He thought of calling Maria, but stopped himself every time. What could he say? "I'm sorry," felt too small for the pain he'd caused. And that was when life decided to make him face the one thing he had been running from, the consequence of his choices. A year later, John received a call that froze his heart. Maria had been taken to the hospital. Stress, the doctor said. Years of emotional strain. Her body had grown tired, her heart weaker. He rushed to the hospital holding a bouquet of white lilies. They were her favorite. As he entered, everything felt too quiet, too cold. He saw the doctor walking toward him with a look he would never forget. "I'm sorry, Mr. Miller. We did everything we could." Not out of frustration or self-pity, but from a deep, hollow grief that came from realizing he could never say sorry again. He sat beside her hospital bed, her name still fresh on his trembling lips. "Maria," he whispered, "you were right. You were right. I only realized your worth when I lost you. You was addressed to him. John, I forgave you long before you asked. I realized holding on to anger would only poison what's left of me. I don't hate you. I only wish you find peace within yourself before it's too late. Some love isn't meant to last. It's meant to teach. Anna returned home, older, quieter. She found her father sitting on the porch, the same porch where Maria used to sit every evening, watering her plants. She walked toward him. He looked up, eyes tired and empty. I've been waiting to tell her I'm sorry, he said quietly. But the real question is, do you forgive yourself? That night, John opened Maria's old diary. Each page was filled with love, gratitude, hope, and finally, acceptance. Every word was a mirror to his mistakes. He stayed up reading until dawn, tears staining the pages, realizing that the woman he had once ignored had been his greatest gift. Years later, John's health declined. He rarely left the house. One cold morning, Anna found a letter on the table. Her father's handwriting, shaky but clear. If love was a war, I lost because I fought against the wrong enemy. I fought pride instead of fighting for her. When Anna laid both her parents to rest beside each other, she placed a white lily between their graves. As the wind blew gently across the cemetery, she whispered, "Maybe love doesn't end with forgiveness. Maybe it ends when we finally understand." And for a brief moment, it felt as though Maria and John were together again. Beyond jealousy, beyond pain, beyond regret. Jealousy destroyed their love. Regret followed too late. But understanding brought peace.